Welcome. I wanted to introduce you to my business coach and mentor, Austin J. Haines. He is a very kind right now to give a testimonial about my new series called Embodying Wisdom. And this is a meldish thing between massage and body work, energy work, and HeartMath, which is a way of helping a person kind of use their emotion as a way of changing the physiology of the body. And there's a really cool thing that happens with this series. I've had a number of people that have had really good experiences, really good breakthroughs with this series. And what it entails is just helping someone find greater access to their own innate inner wisdom. We all have this wisdom. We all have it's like a spectrum, right? Some people are very closed off from that inner wisdom, and some people have a lot of access to their inner wisdom, their inner guidance. And this helps people kind of develop that or make it even stronger if it is strong.
Hmm.
And it's designed to help the person be able to use these techniques that they learn in the series to kind of tap into that inner wisdom even when they're not working directly with me. And it's a 5-part series, and we'll kind of talk about the series as we go along with Austin, but it's kind of geared towards the using HeartMath, their stress and well-being assessment, and then teaching a couple different techniques with that assessment after we go through it and kind of really dive deep into that. And then it's the body work session. Or if you're not local to me here, we could do something online. So that's always an option as well. But what I wanted to talk to Austin about is his that body work session. So Austin, what thank you again for being here and for, giving us your testimonial to the Embodying Wisdom series. And overall, how did you find the series?
I found it transformational. It's interesting because I've done so much work as it is, and oftentimes you think, well, how am I going to, where's that next level, or where's that new perspective that I'm going to get? And you often think, well, there's so much out there, modalities, and that's what made this interesting. I just approached this with an open mind. I have the luxury of knowing your work prior to this, but going through this process really enabled me to take work that I thought I had done and expand upon it through first of all, the assessment in the beginning, going through that assessment to just get a bird's eye, or a snapshot, I should say, as
Mm.
to where I was. And then going into the actual, I call it like an immersion, where it's a unique proposition as a participant, and as you've helped me, right, through this. So it's as a participant and as somebody who is in the space, it it was just so unique the way I think the caring that you have comes across through the work. Aside from having the science and the steps, it's a true representation of you, and what you bring. And so having this immersion where you basically put me on the table, like kind of like you're going in for a massage, right? But then having this process that you walked me through was incredible. I had done timeline therapy before, and I had a major breakthrough with timeline therapy, going back, and I was able to see something that had happened and look at it in a different way. And that became incredibly empowering, where I had this memory of my going through, when my parents went through a divorce. I had the visual was always in the back of my mind. It was the visual that was coupled with my story
Mm.
of the lack, you come from lack, doubt, all the self-worth stuff. And then when I did the timeline therapy, I saw there was a moment before where it was just beautiful peace and love. But what was interesting about the process I went through with you was where I was this is kind of gets into some NLP, I guess, but it wasn't like you did NLP. It was like it was an organic outcome where not only was I viewing the memory, but then all of a sudden I stepped in and changed the memory. So
Mm.
in the middle of the conflict and all the stuff, I changed it. Like I went in and I literally became like I was creating a new movie that
Wow.
was just unfolding, and it was just so powerful. And it was just another step to heal, to grow, to look at myself in a more empowering light. That I'm not the victim. I can be a change agent in the future, but in this case, I changed the way I was. Uh, I changed a past moment,
Yeah,
so it was
that,
really,
that's
really powerful.
that's amazing. And when we were in that immersion, I like that word that you used. You know, I'm tapping into my inner wisdom, you're tapping into yours, and it's very unique with everyone on the table. It's very unique, the outcome, the experience, and the way that we can kind of make peace with our past so
Right.
that we can move forward and we can
Yeah.
be peaceful in the present without denying what happens to the in the past, honoring what happened, but maybe putting a different light on it, maybe
Right.
putting a different perspective, like you said, and that it can just help us put our head down on the pillow a little bit easier each night,
Mhm.
and that's really the goal, is to just kind of, like, the situation, it did happen. You want to honor it, you want to learn from it. What can I what can i do to change the perspective right now, and so that's really the gist of the whole series. And again, is the techniques that you learn during the series, you take that with you. You'll always have those two techniques, and you can tap into them. One is called freeze frame, and that helps to increase your own inner intuition. And then the other one is called cut through, and that helps to reduce any um, the stored significance of those past events. So one is very emotional, one is very logical, and it's very, I really, this is kind of the process that I've been wanting to do for a long time now, and I'm excited to finally bring it forward. And yeah, so thank you, Austin. Is there anything you want to
Well, yeah,
add?
I just want to talk about the little bit more about the process and
Sure.
for me is that I love the fact that the way you approach it. It's very organic. You feel safe. I felt safe. I didn't feel like it was just a very free flowing organic process that this was happening. And then I learned how you were measuring my coherence, which I thought was really interesting. So you're measuring, and I know you go in detail into the series, which is great for somebody coming in new. So I highly recommend it. I think it's not only that. I love the fact that you can do it remotely too. That you for somebody who can't get on your table. I mean, obviously that's the best experience. And I have a feeling you're going to have people traveling for this. That's how valuable I see this. But the fact that if they can't, you have a way to do this remotely. Plus, you have your embodying peace course and the other supplemental things that can help people change their perspective. So I highly recommend this process that you've created, and I highly recommend you, Julie. I think it's going to be a transformational piece for everybody who has the opportunity to find it and go through it.
Well, thank you very much. I honor you, Austin, for number one, doing this with me right now, providing this testimony. And for the courage that you show in your
Mm,
own
wow.
journey, and the vulnerability, because vulnerability really is strength. And the
Yeah.
more that the more of us that are vulnerable and put that out there, the greater access to vulnerability that everyone else can participate in. So I thank you, and I wish you a great day.
Thank you, Julie.
Thanks.